Hey trackies, welcome back to another video here on TXT Track Time. Please remember to like the video and also subscribe to the channel. The United States of America Track and Field Championships slash Trials 2024, the men's 100 meters. Wow, trackies, what a race. The results are in trackies and I'm going to get into what went down. But before I get to the finals, let's talk about the semifinals and how things were pretty much set up trackies for an amazing showdown between what was three of America's back to back world champions over the 100 meters. I'm talking about Christian Coleman in 2019 and also Fred Curley in 2022 and Noah Lyles in 2023. What a fantastic show, as well as the rest of the cast trackies, a whole six additional athletes as well that brought out what I thought was an amazing race. Now, to kick things off in Heat 1, we had Courtney Lindsay, face off against Fred Curley. And Courtney Lindsay led Fred Curley from start to finish in this racetrack is, and I'm not going to lie, Fred Curley definitely looked like this was not going to be a team that he would make. And of course, Courtney Lindsay with that 9.88, pretty much saying, hey, I'm in with a chance because the only persons you could say potentially look better than him was the likes of, Katie Benerick and also Christian Coleman, as well as, favorite Noah Lyles. Noah Lyles came up in Heat 2 as well as Kenny Benerick, and this Heat was the most impressive for me, or the semifinals was the most impressive for me. And this semifinal told me that Noah Lyles and Kenny Benerick was going 1-2. Now, I asked for that fierceness from Kenny Benerick. I wanted to see that fire. I wanted to see him able to step it up a notch, and he gave me that in the semifinal, and I loved it, trackies. And it was also an easy race for both of the athletes that made me believe that, listen, there was more in the tank as well for these athletes. Now, in both the races that I mentioned before, so in the first heat, there was a positive 2.6 meters per second wind, so it was not legal, as well as the second heat with Noah Lyles, that was a 3.0 meters per second wind, so it was not legal, but they ran times of 9.80 seconds to 9.82 seconds. And I have to repeat that both these athletes were quite impressive. And then in the final heat coming up was Christian Coleman, and he's the only one that got a legal time, and he ran a 9.86 seconds trackies in a positive 1.5 meters per second wind. So the stage was set, in my opinion, for Christian Coleman, Noah Lyles, Kenny Benerick, Courtney Lindsay, and also Fred Curley to face off in the finals. And trackies, this is why races are won or ran. Sorry. Wow. What an absolutely epic final I witnessed. Now, going away with the win trackies was Noah Lyles. Well, to be fair, we all thought Noah would win, and he equals his personal best trackies, running a 9.83 seconds. Now, trackies in second place was Kenny Benerick, running a personal best trackies, 9.87 seconds. And in third place, guess who? Guess who rounded out in third place, having what was deemed as a TT Terry moment? Remember, we were talking about, TT Terry making the team and where, everybody thought she would place, and she, rounded out that top three for America in the women's 100 meters. Well, guess what? Fred Curley, against all odds, comes out and runs a season's best 9.88 seconds to sneak that third spot. Well, not sneak. He definitely got that spot with his two hands. He clutched it, he dipped for dear life, and he took that third spot. Now, that clearly means that Christian Coleman was also out of it, and Courtney Lindsay, two of the athletes that were really, showing a strong hand in the first early two stages, you would say, to potentially, again, beat out the likes of a Fred Curley. No, trackies. If we're going from, what happened, based on the first two finishing places, trackies, I would say, based on what we saw, especially in the semifinal, it was pretty clear that these athletes, as long as they executed their race, would be in 1-2. That's Noah Lyles and Kenny Benerick, and that happened. Fantastic running from them. Noah Lyles, gets his typical not so good start, and then powers through to the end of the race, and that's what happened here. Pretty much overtook Kenny Benerick, I would say, maybe in the last 15 meters of the race to go away with the win. And then Kenny Benerick, had a good start, in my opinion, and just, executed a really, really fierce race from him. Loved it from start to end. Just, didn't have the top end clearly that Noah Lyles has, and Noah Lyles went away with the win. And Fred Curley got a great start as well. Not the best, but a great start. And as well. His finish track is was even better than his start, because he was able to overtake the likes of a Christian Coleman and go away with that third place spot. Now, Christian Coleman, he's a starter in this, and we talked about, multiple times how these athletes, our Christian Coleman tends to always get out really fast and fade towards the end, and that happened here in this race. Got out really fast, led the whole race practically until maybe about 80 meters, where everybody just pretty much swooped past him, including, or maybe I would say, 15, 10 meters towards the line, you would say Fred Curley was able to eke past him as well and grab that third place spot in the race. Clearly Christian Coleman losing form a lot in the race, trackies, and didn't have what it took to grab one of those three spots. When it came to Courtney Lindsay, I thought he got a good enough start, but trackies, this is what it means to be in a finals, trying to make a team to the Olympic Games. I believe this is his first attempt over the 100 meters, if I'm not mistaken, or at least going in with a favorite tag. And yeah, it didn't work out for him in this particular race, but guess what, he will learn from this experience and come back stronger the next time around. Now, this race was run in a positive zero point 0.4 meters per second wind. So, the wind was pretty much there swirling in Oregon. As you can see, what was happening in the semifinal versus what happened in the final had a lot of positive wind, way above the allowable. And then we got back down to, normal proceedings by the time the finals runs are rounded around, or, trackies. But yeah, it was a fantastic run. Oh, and I forgot to mention the youngster, Christian Miller. I believe he is 16, I want to say. He ran a 9.98 to finish fifth, or is it the 400-meter guy? Quincy is 16. I think this one is 18. Anyway, whichever age. I know they're under 20. He ran a 9.98 to finish fifth in this race. And I have to say, I was impressed with him in the semifinal and the final. I think in the first round, maybe the moment got, a lot of, to him, you'd pretty much say, and he didn't have his best execution in the heat. And he pretty much went back to the drawing board and he said, look here, I've done these times already. Let me just go out there and execute. And he ran a really great race in his semifinal, and he came back in the final, and he ran fifth here. So based on this, Courtney Lindsay may be named to the American team for the 4x100 meters. Now, we all know that it doesn't matter based on your placing per se that you'll be named to the team, other than maybe the person that finished in top three, right? So we'll see, in coming days who America chooses to rep them in the 4x1. But from all accounts, it looks like a youngster may be joining America on the plane to run at his first Olympic Games. That is absolutely amazing to see here. America really has a lot of youngsters coming through. What can I say? But anyway, Chuckies, let me know your thoughts based on the run tonight. For me personally, it was an amazing race. I thought the build up going in from the semifinal was great. And you know what it is, Chuckies? At the end of the day, no care how we call races sometimes. When the race is actually run, stuff different happens, more often than not. So let me know your thoughts. Who did you have in top three? Did you get it spot on, or did you miss out on Fred Curley, like some of us did? I know there's one race state that is over there probably cheering, to the moon right now, because he's always been saying Fred is going to make the team. So it is what it is, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like the video, of course, and subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.